We're live. Welcome to the Bio Canyon Park. Wrong part. Dinosaur Park. Thank you very much for coming out this evening. We have had just a great time working on developing these concepts for you. We are Groundwork Studio. My name is Louise Jenny, and we have another Louise Sitar. So I just want to welcome you to enjoy the presentation on, as Louise explains, each of the concepts, the 2 part options. At the end of the explanations, we have a survey, and we do hope that you'll participate and give us comments through the survey, but you're also welcome to ask questions, make comments throughout the meeting. We welcome all kinds of input and hope to have an open dialogue. So with that, I'm going to hand the mic over to Louise.
Thank you, Louise.
Off you go.
Off we go. After all that, maybe that is the way. Oh, there's something is blocking. Oh, the technical trauma.
It never fails.
Try walking over this way just a little bit and see if it picks it up closer. Oh, you were doing it earlier. I'm going to have to rely on you, Linda. That's fine. Okay. So this is all. Yes, I see it rising. Also keep the mic pretty close to. So you can hear it. Yeah, you got much better. Okay, it's working. This is the first design option.
Up more volume.
On this first option, we have provided you with a dinosaur. So it's on the board on the left hand side here. What we're going to do is first explain the layout a little bit and then go into details of each of the play equipment and materials. So for this first option, we are providing gates new gates for both sides. As you see that we have kept all the trees intact. And the grass areas, we try to keep as much as possible, but extending the play area, the surface of the walkway, as well as adding a shade structure to it. So when you enter from the Barranca Road, you can see the first chunk is 2 to 5 year old. Oh, the laser works. So that's the toddler play area here. I'm sorry for online folks because you cannot see the laser. And then this bigger loop is the play area for 5 to 12 meters. So it's separated. And all of this walkway, it's ADA accessible, and they have the 2 types of dinosaur tracks. We have the stegosaurs and we have the pterodactyls, and we have used those things in the play equipment as well as the side furnishings. And then we have a shade structure here. We're once again keeping that scrub oak cluster intact as much as we can. We have to kind of take a little bit of area for the walkway, but minimizing. And then when the access is from some Ildefonso Road, here we have bike rack area, and there's a small bike repair station as well. We have some seatings all around. And we have kept the fencing as well. There are gates, there are grasses, and most of the surface is engineered wood fiber, not wood mulch. So it adheres to the safety standards. And then we also have this orange colored blocks. These are minimum requirements of cold in place rubber. but that will be bonded.
Wanna try?
I tried.
It's not, okay, sorry.
Let's talk about the 5 to 12 years area first. So it's on the right hand side, the bigger loop. The number one structure here is parkour. Is this wooden looking structure, which is for climbing and is for balancing. And then the second one here is at the is at the swings. It has pterodactyls, there's a bird's nest, and we can have an option of this kind of nest, or we can have like a molded bucket swing. And then we have typical swings. Then number 3 is pika, which is right here next to the swings. This is for kind of doing the spirals, and then it can be used for balancing as well. And then the highlight, it's here, number 4, which is the dinosaur structure. It has all sorts of climbing, there are nets, there are steps along the legs, and kids can climb over it, and then slide down. And this is the front side, like one side, and this is another side, where you can see there's like a transfer netting. So if there is some kind of mobility issue, this is a better option to use. And here also we have the netting and everything. So it gives a lot of balance and climbing options. And then number 5 here is the universal carousel, which is once again for going round and around, and you can actually take up a wheelchair on there, and it's for everyone. With that, we'll move on to the next slide. This is for the toddler area, more like 5 years. Here we have on the side, we have 6 and 7, which are kind of seatings for smaller kids. It's like table with stumps, and there's a crocodile looking bench. We figured that crocodile maybe kind of goes, it dates way back, so we can fit it into the dinosaur theme.
Thank you.
And then we have a little tree house slide. One of the concerns we heard previously was the steps are too big for little kids to use at the current slide. That's why we were looking for something for smaller children. This is right here. And then we have a toddler carousel. Oh, I missed something. And this Daisy and Springer. So these are small things which are here and here in between. This is also, this is like a balance thing, but then you can also do seesaw. And you can do 2 ways or 4 ways. There's a little dragons or dinosaur Springer. We have a toddler carousel. This one is a little bit different. So 3 children can use it at the same time, but this one can also go round like a carousel. So it spins from this axis. It swings and it spins. Then we have a small corner here, which is nature play. We did not want to extend the playground there or do too much digging because there are water equipments, meters, and things there. So we were thinking just to put smaller boulders that does not require any intense digging or require a different surface and leave it open. Nature play, jump over the boulder if you want. With that, we can go to the next slide. This is site furnishing. So overall, we have different kinds of fittings. The first one is inside the shaded structure. It's ADA friendly picnic table. And then we have benches all around, 4 benches. Trash receptacle to kind of match, as well as beer cook. And then bike rack and repair station. I don't think you can see it, maybe you can see it up close, but this one has a pterodactyl and this one has a T-Rex sticking to it. And also bike repair stations. So that was all for option 1. And this is the total board, so how it looks like, when we finish the presentation, you are more than welcome to get out and take a closer look. Because we have put everything together, the site furnishing, the play equipment, the areas, and then here in the mini table, we have a comparison with, some numbers and figures of opinion and cost. But we do want to emphasize that this is preliminary, conceptual, and we are just going on the tentative cost, as well as, with time, market will change, creative cost will change. So, yeah, it's tentative and it's going to develop as we develop the design. That's all for option one. We can now move on to option two. For option two, what we have here is we're adding some ramps to cope with the grade changes. The first one, we just took the whole sidewalk as it is and by use of curves and means of artwork, we are trying to cope with it. But here we have an added ramp, and then we have a bike rack as we're coming from Barranca Road. This loop is more like the loop that is currently existing. So here's a smaller retaining wall. Here's a smaller chunk for 2 to 5 year old. Here's another chunk for 2 to 5 year old. And in the middle loop, we have a play area for 5 to 12 years. In option one, we saw a shade structure. On option two, we are not showing that, we are showing a rock adventure scape that has boulder edging to it. In both the options, we do have the new gates. We are keeping surface with footprints, but this one has just one type of footprints. And again, we have the sittings, site furnishings. The picnic tables are not underneath the shade structure, they're underneath the trees here. And if we dive in a little bit deeper on the next slide. Here's for the 5 to 12, and the biggest structure, we'll start with number 3 here in the middle, is the Aqua Tower. It's kind of big, but it takes up less space, and it has that twisting slide, which used to be, which is in the park currently. And then we have another rough river slide, and then we have different modes of climbing available inside it. On the adventure scape that is in the corner, number 1, it's 2 rock structures with a rope in between each. So it's for balancing, it's for climbing up. Then we have swings. Number 2, these are hydra swings, kind of looks like the wine. And we have swings here, the normal swings, we have the molded bucket swings as well. Then number 4 is the merry-go-round. So it's similar to option 1, it's fins, but it has a shade. And then it has sittings inside as well. Number 5 is a log crawl. So this is for crawling. Or maybe just sitting inside when you don't want to see another child's face. With that, we'll move on to the 2 to 5 year olds. On the next slide. This one has 2 chunks, and in one of the chunks, we have the dinosaur climber. So it's a small slide for a 2 to 5 year old, and it has the bubble panel, which makes their face look inflated, distorted. And then we have some fossil leaves. So this has T-Rex bones, this has dinosaur eggs, and it's imaginative play. And then we have a typical normal toddler swing. Maybe we can customize it with a pterodactyl head on it, like there is now. And then we have a Digi-Rider, which is on this other side here. And then we have benches, log benches to sit. Now we move on to the site condition. Here, for the picnic tables, it's option A, again, ADA accessible. The benches. So these are a little bit contemporary. The previous options had a kind of a rustic feel to it with that log look. This one is a little bit contemporary and trash receptacle to match. We have a really intricate bike rack, which doesn't look like a bike rack at all. It's a T-Rex, but it's cool. And then the repair station. So that was all for option 2. And on the next slide, we can see like this is what the board once again looks like in total. And we will be leaving these boards with the county. Maybe these will be on display later. And we'll move on to a comparative analysis next. Here's a very black and white chart. Very boring, but very important. For play equipment items, the existing playground has 5 pieces. Option 1 is giving you the option of 12 pieces. Option 2 can accommodate 10 pieces. Grass area, existing has 6,400 square feet approximate. And then option 1 has a little bit less, 5,700. Option 2 has 5,500. Walkway, in both the cases, we are having to increase the walkway to accommodate ADA to bring it up to the width necessary. So we had 2,100 square feet in existing. Option 1 has 2,600 and option 2 2,500. Seating, there is 1 bench and 1 picnic table. We are providing in both the options 4 benches and 2 picnic tables, so more seating. Trees, in both the options, all trees are preserved. So we are not taking any out, and in fact, in option 2, we are proposing to add another for a little bit more shade. Then for the opinion of cost, we are coming to option 1, where the total there's a breakdown, but I will go through it. The total is 777,000, and option 2, 787,000. That was the comparison, and with that, we are about to end the end slide. Please go to your favorite playground. Scan this QR code. We have it on the flyers. We have it here. We have it on the boards. And thank you for listening.
And the next couple of weeks, we'll have these boards over at Mesa Public Library with the QR code. So tell your friends, anybody else you know who plays over there, we're still working on that information, so we'll have an opportunity. And it'll also be on our project webpage, that you can look at it digitally. Come on up, what is your thoughts?
So first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for listening so well to the first business session. You guys really met, at least in my mind, a tremendous number of also wish list that we looked at. I have a couple of comments. The first one is being a pain in the ass. You mentioned when drawing for option 1, I believe that I did not know, because I like option 1, so I didn't think that was the option 2. That the existing fence, or sorry, not the existing fence, the existing struggle and the unrequested would be named. We actually, well, we have all the trees located, don't actually state the building. So I'm just asking you that it would be nice if you would actually mention that in the drawing. You know, and then the second comment is in terms of the older kids' swings. I think if you put the bucket swing in, that's gonna make it for the younger kids swing, and you've already given them their specific swing, so it'd be nice to have the older kids really have enough, so that 2 or 3 older kids can play at the same time. And then my last question is, you did mention in terms of the budget, that this is a preliminary. Has anyone actually been allocated? Should you guys given a?
Budget funds just were allocated last year.
And they did this kind of budget. Within the first- Oh, thank you, that's it. Thank you.
I'm just saying that option 2 does not fit the theme as well as option 1.
Thank you for that. You have a question online?
You do.
Why do you want to spend this kind of money? Unfortunately, that is the price that we need to pay for making things accessible for our community now. To create an experience for people. Unfortunately, it's the cost, and it was a budgeted cost that we have, so it's not impacting anything else. It improves accessibility, it gives us another 20-25 years of playground experience.
I guess I need to look at both, both of these things, further down, it's one, but, on both of them, they seem to take out some of the grassy area, and it's a rock, and I'm not sure why that has to be rock, but it's grass now, and I would really prefer it just to be grassy. That's one thing, and secondly, I thought there was something in the first building about having some area for sand filling. I know that can't be the area the program themselves, just not to go for an area forced to play these sandbox, so and I don't see that new option. Change the pressure points to them.
Well, we'll evaluate. Sand has a bad connotation in play. Yeah, it becomes a giant litter box. The children find more than the fossil thing.
It makes it possible.
I would agree that for our demographic, where we had water hoses and didn't care, but there's a whole other group of people that they can't spit in there, we gotta get rid of it. Dual license, so it would be, we can look at it, we've talked about it several times, or we just even.
One thing that I have seen available now. One thing I have seen available now for sand play is an elevated table. So there's that option. An elevated table also can be, you can add water to it for making sand castles. And that might be, not that cats can't get on a table. But you can cover it. So it does have a cover, but that's one thing that we did discover. But still the cats are seem to kind of set it aside. But if we get enough feedback about that, that's really important, then we'll work with Cory and try to integrate that into the.
So I'm definitely in agreement with don't take away any grass if possible. Option 1, it has the rockscape where they can play. Is there any way we can do the rockscape with grass where it is, yes, that area? Or is it not up to code? Good question.
So. Thank you. So that place is totally nature play, it's not required to be accessible or have that gravel or anything on it, we can definitely change it to grass. But it will be valuable.
And then, one thing on our side as well, selfishly, is maintenance. So, if you've ever seen a trafficked area, this doesn't grow in high traffic areas. So then it becomes hard pan. So it's a maintenance concern too, that we try to minimize that.
As far as I know, yes, if we can keep the grass, I live next to it, so that grass is pretty good condition, maybe like a spot or two, probably animals, I'm assuming. And I was curious, what's in the middle part? I know there's crushed rock on the side. What's in the middle section? I couldn't, yeah, is it the same?
No, the interior play space around the fall zones is engineered with fiber. And then the oranger circles are a product that's called cordon plates. And those are designed for attenuation in case someone falls through head injuries or bodily injuries. There's some very specific specifications and several different codes that have to be requirements.
So currently the park now is sand in the middle, and the way it's graded, a lot of the sand leaks into the bushy area in the back. Are they gonna work on grading for all of this? Is it kind of, it's gonna be better? Are they still gonna have retaining walls in the front? Cause I know in the first one, it looks, or second, they've got a ramp, you said, or it's a little bit,
Yes, in the
okay.
second option, we are having a ramp and then. On the second option, we have a ramp and then we have a little bit of retaining wall on this side. On option one, we will try to do more dartboard and then have it graded in a way so that we do not repair the retaining wall. And we'll develop it along with the design. I'll start that question.
So I'm the neighbor that is sharing the fence. So for number 2 with the tower, I believe it's the same tower they put in Rocket Park in White Rock. I'm assuming, it looks like the same tower. It's ginormous. My worry is, as a neighbor who, currently they have what, a 5 foot, maybe tall, maybe 6. I just worry the tower, privacy's gone. And I appreciate greatly the trees. That's my biggest concern. This is just a tot lot currently. I see babies, I see littles, the older kids don't come often. This is an exciting project. I just worry that it's gonna be more crowded and my privacy will be gone. Currently, the swings in the back, they're facing Veronka and the woods. All these swings are parallel with my fence. So all the kids are gonna just be swinging, looking in my yard, benches next to my fence. I'm just more curious if there's any way we can add maybe more privacy. If not, that's on me. I might have to eventually get a fence there. But those are also concerns of mine, just with that tower. I don't think it fits the size of the lot. It's really cool. My kids voted for it, unfortunately. But theme 1 is definitely more what I'm hoping, and just the shorter, the shorter climbing structures, just to kind of keep with the theme and the size of the lot. I feel like it's a small lot. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your concerns. Duly noted. It sounds like there's a lot of thought on option 1. We've got your notes, but again, I would go to the QR code and provide that concerns. We've got it better documented. And you can always say, well, I do like Tuesday. Don't like the tower.
That's an overview.
So actually speaking of the survey was very limited. And we were able to have a comment spot rather than just facts that we could fill out. Possible to do a rendering looking from her yard into it, because there's these clump of evergreens that will help block some of that, but I know that how it actually works for the river.
Yeah, we'll be doing the renderings in the next session. That's coming on.
And then question for you, the labels. Currently, there is a place in the fence on the northwest side for the lawnmower, improved by the way, this river. The labels for its fantastic. So there's a place, so that hopefully that will source to get rid of it. And then there is a place where the turkey that we now, on the southeast front. And I don't know if that's something to do with how they fence, if you're giving the gates to the dogs, you know.
But it will be more for protection and that particular design to keep children from running into the street. It would not be designed to manage animals.
Question about the gate specifically, are these gonna be self-closing gates? Because if you leave it up to people, then they're not gates anymore. That would be a lot, spring load, so they automatically close those without.
Sure.
We can look at it.
I think gates in general are just great. I have two little kids, a toddler, actually two toddlers. Regarding the structure on option 2, it seems like you guys have already got a lot of feedback on it. But as a parent of two little kids, it's hard to retrieve your kid if they don't want to come down from the top of the structure, because you as the parent have to physically go in and climb up and get them and bring them down. So it's really exhausting. So for that, I would probably vote for option 1. And then sorry, I came in really late, so this is just for me, but is it fully gated or fenced in?
Yes.
Okay, because that is great. We just need more of those parks because I have a runner. No matter how hard you try to keep them in the park, so that is awesome. So thank you.
Are we going more into?
Oh, let's see. Online, they like option 1 better, but would ask that we keep all the grass is used by all. No rocks, please, as they are dangerous for heavy use. Nothing for teens or adults or seniors. Parks is used by all ages. So if you're online, do you mean that you would like to see something for teens and adults and seniors? Is that what you're inferring? Keep all the trees. Yeah, we're trying to hire an arborist, we're working on that. Make sure the trees are watered, an extra tree would be nice. Current play structure is well over time. The new warranty period on new structures, typically they're for 10 to 15 years. They like the covered table, less concrete over by the tree roots. Baby swings are used a lot. And there are no in some of the surrounding parks. And this was a park that was established for the Dinosaur 1 and 2 subdivision. Thank you for your comments, duly noted. All right, if you don't have any other comments, please come up, look at the boards closer. Again, these will be on the project webpage tomorrow. They'll be posted at the Mesa Library for a couple of weeks. We'll let all your friends and others that we could have made it tonight to come tell us their thoughts. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you.